Hi guys, it's Mr. Weekley. I wanted to do a book walk with you so that you understand about the textbook. This is the 10th edition of The Cultural Landscape, an Introduction to Human Geography. It's written by Dr. James Rubenstein. He's from the University of Miami up in Ohio. um, if you flip to the table of contents, it shows you what the different chapters are. There's 14 chapters. We probably will not get to chapter 14. I have not normally covered that particular chapter. And if you look a little bit closer at some of the contents, you'll see that each chapter has different key issues. And in chapter 1, it only has 3 key issues, but all the other chapters have 4 key issues. You need to keep that in mind because in some of the units that we look at, we're going to maybe do 2 or maybe 4 mix and match sections at a time. Okay. A couple of other features about the textbook to know about is when you get to the front of the chapter, there's a bit of an introduction to the whole chapter here. And over here on the left, you'll see the key issues that are highlighted here. Okay. You'll notice some of the terms are in bold. These are your vocab terms. And at the front, you'll see, in this particular case, there's a case study that looks specifically at something. In this case, the Big Mac attack. You'll also notice that each of the figures have been given a number. And again, this introduction to the entire chapter keeps going over here, and here are a few more of your vocab terms. But now when you look at each key issue in particular, in this case, this is a different typeface right here. There's a lot of good information right here about this particular key issue, what it will be. How do geographers describe where things are? One subsection is maps, another is contemporary tools. So flipping the page here, if you look up here, maps is big and in bold. And then underneath that, sort of an indent, would be early map making. And then you'll see here maps are used as a reference tool and as a communication tool. And again, you'll see the different figures here. They all have numbers, and I'll get to that in a second. But you go from early map making to map scale, and then you see some of the other things that are highlighted here. Now what I did is I've gone through and I've highlighted what I think are the most important figures to look at, and I'm going to give you a list of those. These are the ones that you need to look at closely. You need to read the caption. You need to study these and interpret them. And I'll go over that in a little bit more detail. But I went through and I just put these post-it flags on mine. One feature is contemporary geographic tools, and of course by contemporary we mean of the modern day. So if you go all the way to the end of the chapter, and by the way, chapter 1 unfortunately is a pretty long chapter. If you go to the very end, you'll see that once again the case study has been revisited, but there's a summary of the entire chapter right here. It's not a bad idea to read the summary first as a pre-reading strategy, and then what you'll like is the fact that all of the vocabulary terms are in alphabetical order right here, and there's a page number that's associated with them and the definition. After that, you'll see a few questions called Thinking Geographically. We might go over those in some of the chapters. Okay, and that's the way the chapter is laid out.